Alright, what is up, guys? So, I'm coming back to my new series on feminism, and in today's episode, I'm going to talk about the secularism. Secularism is a separation of religion from everyday daily affairs. And I do firmly believe that it is because of this that so many modern women do cheat. And if you say women don't cheat, how come 90% of the time when people do the DNA test on the Maury show, 90% of the time Maury says that you are not the father? Listen, Maury Povich has freed more black men than Abraham Lincoln. Okay, the vast majority of the cheating is done by the woman. A very, very small handful of men can actually cheat. Remember, we're living in the age where so many men are having zero sex. One out of every three men in the United States now under the age of 30 are virgins. Between 50 to 60% of men worldwide are virgins into their 30s. So who's doing all the cheating? 99% of a 22-year-old modern woman today, 99%, okay, has slept with more men than 99% of the 82-year-old grandmother. Think about that. Throughout history, the vast majority of women has died with the body count of one. My grandmother, she died with a body count of one. She passed away just a couple of years ago. One of the hardest moments of my life. I grew up without parents. I was raised by her and by her only, along with one of my cousins. And her sister also passed away just a couple months apart. Two of the women that I respect the most in my life, they both died with a body count of one. And for people out there saying that, well, how do you know? Well, obviously, I talked to her about these issues. Well, they say, well, what if she's lying? See, here's the thing. You see, way back then, people really believed in these things. People really believed in the religion. People were truly Christians. For example, a Christian girl would never, ever have a premarital sex, okay, because she truly believed in the God. The people truly believed in a higher power. And up until my grandmother's generation, everybody firmly believed in their religion. And for example, if they were to do anything to defy the religion, they're 100% convinced that they will be sent to the lowest circle in hell. They will be punished for all of eternity for their sins. This is why way back then, almost no woman has ever cheated. But nowadays, everybody is making fun of the religion. Nobody believes in that stuff anymore. You see OnlyFans girls wearing on their crosses while live streaming their videos on a Friday night, getting double penetrated by two other guys. This is where religion has been reduced to worldwide. Every single fascist totalitarian state tried to eliminate religion first. Remember, 100 million people died under communist socialist China. Woke ideology, it's socialism. Socialism is 100% connected to communism. It has never ever worked and it never ever will. It's stealing the fruits of other people's labor. It was normal hundreds of years ago back in China. So sex before marriage was always a taboo. And in some cases, let's say if a young couple was caught having sex before their marriage, the man could be severely punished. Sometimes, for example, he could be hit with 100 bamboo sticks to the back. And let me remind you something. The Chinese bamboo, they're extremely strong. These are no joke. They can permanently break your back and leave you with a disability for the rest of your life. However, the punishment for women was even worse. So it was normal back in ancient China for any woman that was caught in premarital sex, she will be tied up to a post and to be burned alive. Do you know why the punishment is so severe? I have to keep bringing this up. Ladies, that is the only weapon you have, okay, in your life. Your cookie is the only thing you have. See, women control 100% of the sex in this world, okay? That is true worldwide. However, the relationship, the marriage, the commitment, the children, the family, that is 100% controlled by the man, okay? Women don't have any say or any control of any of these things. So this is why it's so important. This is why purity is so important. Where you just gonna let some bartender or frat boy come in for a hot and steaming half an hour just for the guy to fuck off and never talk to you again? Is this really empowering women? Is this what feminism is really about? People don't believe in their religion anymore, and this is what the world has led to, where everybody is committing sins because they don't believe in any kind of punishment. Now, I'm not by any means a religious person, but I think it's a huge contributing factor. It's another aspect to think about, okay? The reason why women cheat. Think of it like this. We're literally paying for the sins of our ancestors. So think about France in 1940, the Blitzkrieg, the Wehrmacht marches right into Paris. So when all the SS officers came in, all of the French women, they were all sleeping with the German soldiers. However, for the ones who were extremely loyal to their men, for the ones that believed in their purity, for the women who were truly based and feminine, and they believed that being faithful to one man for their entire life was the most important thing a woman could do. Either they all got murdered by the German soldiers or they committed suicide. Okay, think of it like this. Let's go a few hundred years back. Think about the Song Dynasty China, which is rapidly weakening. Then Kublai Khan comes in, right? The Khan army, the Mongols, they take over half of the world. So all the feminine-based Chinese women that believed in being faithful to one man until the end, meaning that if their husband was killed during the war, during the invasion, they will forever be loyal to their husband. They will never ever marry again or sleep with another man. Guess what? The woman that refused to sleep with the Mongol generals and the Mongol soldiers, those Chinese women either all got murdered or they hanged themselves. And the ones that didn't believe in their purity, that the ones that slept with the Mongols, they were the ones that got to reproduce. Think about Korea in 1894. China goes to war with Japan during the first Sino-Japanese War. Japan would defeat China easily as part of the century of humiliation. Korea during this time was a Chinese puppet state. This is when the fascist nation of Japan took over the Korean peninsula for over 50 years. During this time period, the entire history and culture of Korea was almost completely eradicated, including the Korean language and all of their cultures and customs. Over 200,000 Korean women became sex slaves to Japanese soldiers. Think about this. All of the women that really, really loved their man, that vowed to never sleep with another man no matter what, those women all got killed by the Japanese soldiers. None of them got to reproduce. That gene's gone. All the women that feared for their lives, that they would rather sleep with the Japanese soldiers to ensure their survival, they were the ones that lived. Those 200,000 Korean women slaves to the Japanese soldiers, they were the one that gave birth to half Japanese, half Korean babies. So you see, throughout the tens and thousands of years of human history, through all the wars, through all the conflicts, through all the conquests, all the feminine-based loyal women have been killed because they refused to sleep with the enemy soldiers. And all the women that do cheat were the ones that survived, and they were the ones that got to reproduce. This has led to what modern woman has become today. So yeah, unfortunately, all of the modern men today who are suffering, we're all suffering because this is the direct result of the sins being committed by our fathers and our grandfathers. There are virtually no women left in this world that's willing to be faithful to one man and one man only for her entire life. I will come back to this topic.